Law enforcement agencies could be redefining their policies on using stun guns after a report from the University of Iowa and the ACLU. They gathered stun gun regulations from sheriff's offices in all 99 Iowa counties and compared the policies and specific language used. CBS 2 News reporter Kevin Barry is live outside the Linn County Sheriff's Office with changes that are already in the works. Kevin.
Tiffany, since there is no statewide law enforcement policy regarding stun guns, rules and regulations basically change from one law enforcement body to the next. The ACLU and University of Iowa Center for Human Rights says that means there's just simply too much up in the air.
We want to be sure that that use of force is being done according to correct and uniform policies.
The report pushes for more standardized policies on the use of stun guns on all people, but especially those at a higher risk for injury, like the elderly, women who are pregnant, and people who have heart problems, among other things. In Linn County, the report says the sheriff's policy has very few regulations defined, but Sheriff Brian Gardner says since his office gave its policies to the study in 2012, they've been expanded from just a half page to nearly 4 pages long, now addressing the study's concerns.
I do agree that each of those bullet points at ACLU should be addressed in a policy.
The state legislature's already been active on the issue. In February, the state Senate unanimously passed a bill that would standardize training and require law enforcement to have some policy on record defining proper use. That bill died in the House, but Miller says he hopes it has momentum next session.
What we would like to see is a statewide conversation that results in uniform good policies for all of Iowa.
Sheriff Gardner says the bill as it was would be okay, but that the legislature should be careful not to set specific statewide regulations. He says that's what local administrators are for.
It's not the legislator's job to dictate policy to us. It is their job to make sure that we're trained in certain things and can be provided and use certain things. You know, they allow us to use tasers. So I think that that's where it should end.
Sheriff Gardner says it does make sense for the legislature to define what areas policy should cover, just not exactly what that policy should be. Miller says he still hopes the legislature does bring it up the next time that they go back into session, but he says if reform does happen on an individual level in individual departments and sheriff's offices, he's okay with that, and the center would be more than happy to help out. Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Kevin Barry, CBS 2 News.